Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home. Welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. Boy, these months, they just fly by. I mean, it just seems like we just started casserole cooking a week ago, really, and here we are at the end of the month. It'll be May before you know it, as a matter of fact, on Friday, and it'll be a whole new month of cooking. And just to give you a small taste of what we're doing next month, for us here in the South, it officially kicks off, the month of May kicks off summer. And here in the South, for summer, one of our favorite things to do is to barbecue or cook out. Now, the main theme for cooking out, the meat, of course, is always the star. But if you've been following me very long, you know that I am not good on the grill. So I try to find creative ways to make just as good recipes here in the house. But this barbecue month is different than the one we did last year in the sense that we only have one recipe that's going to be like the main deal. The rest of the May recipes will be great salads and sides that will make you barbecue famous. So be sure and join us here at The Buttered Home on Messy Kitchen Monday to find out all the good stuff that we got coming up in May. But we are going to finish up April in a huge way. And one of the things that my mama has always been famous for is chicken casserole. And I have her proprietary chicken casserole recipe, but I can't share it. So it's good. Those of you who are watching with us tonight who've had Gloria Jean's chicken casserole, you can raise your hand and say that you've had it and it's fantastic. Mine, though, is never as good as hers. I don't know if she's left something out of my recipe or maybe it's just because she makes it. It's probably because she makes it. So it's one of the recipes that I have of hers that are they just don't measure up. And that's the way it should be. Unless you're Tanner and you come over here with a banana pudding made from our recipe, mine and Big D's, and it's probably better than how we make it. So real proud of her. I told her tonight that it did my mama heart good for her to bring all this good food over here. And I told her she could just slide right in and take over the Buttered Home whenever I get old and too senile to do it. And she just gave me a look. She does not like to talk as much as I do, which is probably a good thing. Truthfully, probably a good thing. Nonetheless, y'all are here to watch me make a mess, and y'all are here to watch me cook, so that is what we are going to do. And tonight we have a great chicken casserole recipe, but it is a mushroom Swiss. I gotta spit it out. Mushroom Swiss chicken casserole. Now, chicken casserole on its own is fantastic. It is one of those foundation recipes that you can take and do just what I've done here tonight. You can take it and you can turn it into something that's really good. Now, with that being said, 3 out of 4 people in the Buttered Home like mushrooms. Reagan is my 1 out of the 4 that does not care for mushrooms. So she is the one that kind of goes at this casserole. But like I said, it's a good firm foundation of a chicken casserole because the components that we're going to start with really are what make it shine. And you can add to or take away some of these things and totally turn it into your own chicken casserole. Because that's what we do here. We want you to cook. We don't want you just to come here and watch us cook. We want you making a mess in your own kitchen. So that's our goal, is to get you in your kitchen cooking and making your own mess. So we're going to start. What I have here are some mushrooms that I have sauteed in some butter, because butter, say it with me, makes everything better. So we have just wilted these mushrooms with a little butter and just kind of cooked them so that they're sauteed and a little cooked. To this, now, and one thing I want to discuss is there's a couple of ways you can do this. One way I did it is I mixed everything up put it in a casserole dish, and then baked it. If you're like me and you love to cook, you don't love making a mess, I'm going to show you an easy way to do that, a different way where you don't mess up quite as many dishes. So I have sauteed my mushrooms in my trusty 10-inch cast iron skillet. If you don't have one, get you one. And over here on the side, I'm going to mix up my sauce. So to a separate bowl, I am going to add, if I can get my mind right, some cream of chicken soup. And if you're just joining us, I don't typically give all the measurements here tonight. If you are signed up as a Buttered Home VIP, you can get the recipe when it drops later in the week, and it'll have all of your details there. The main reason why I don't give the amounts is because normally I'm only cooking half the recipe because I've already got the other half back here ready to show you what it looks like. So I'm a blonde, and it would probably confuse me if I rattled off, you know, a can of cream of chicken soup and then I only put half a can in here. It would blow my mind probably. So we just don't go there. To this, and of course, this is our one ingredient of the night that I did not have out. To this, we are going to add some sour cream. Again, measurements will be on the website later in the week. And to that, we are going to add salt, pepper, mushrooms are really good and earthy. So I like a good earthy spice, which, who am I kidding? I put smoked paprika on everything. I mean, really. But this is a good earthy, smoky spice that will only enhance the flavor of the mushrooms. So we're gonna put in some smoked paprika. Plus it gives it a nice kind of rich color too. And some onion powder. And to that we're gonna add just a little bit of water. And I probably didn't get the right dish to mix this up in, but it's a pretty dish, so. So we have that good and mixed up. And to our mushrooms, we are going to add some chicken that we have cooked in our Instant Pot, and we just shredded it with 2 forks, and I'm just gonna pull it apart a little bit more. And this recipe only calls for about 2 good size medium to large size chicken breast. So it's probably about a pound and a half of chicken. We mix that in with our mushrooms, and then we put in our sauce. And I'm gonna check my list and make sure that I didn't forget anything. Nope, just forgot to get the sour cream out of the refrigerator. Imagine that. So we are going to mix this up and get everything kind of covered in that sauce. And this pan, yes, I know it's far too big for the amount that I have in here, but like I said, I'm more interested in less dishes for this tonight. So to this, we have some grated Swiss cheese. So I'm gonna take about half of what we have, and I'm going to fold that in and just get it kind of mixed in just lightly with the rest of it, because if we just fold it in, then it's gonna create layers of cheese, which is fantastic. And then we're gonna spread that out. And then with the remainder of our grated Swiss cheese, we are going to put it over the top. If you need to sneeze, sneeze.
I'm okay.
I wish y'all could see some of the faces that Tanner makes while she's producing Messy Kitchen Monday over here. So this will go into we'll cover it, and this will go into a 350? Yes, a 350 degree oven for about 30 minutes, and then we'll take the cover off and we will allow it to cook for about 5 to 10 minutes more till the top gets kind of brown and bubbly. And it's delicious. It's delicious. So I'm going to put this over here because it's going into the oven as soon as we're done. And then I'm going to get the finished product out because it's fantastic. And let me see if I can get this cheese pull on here. It fell. I cooked this earlier, so I was hoping the cheese would be good and gooey, but it cooled a little much, so that's all right. This is reality TV. So you have this layer of cheese, and then underneath it, you have another whole layer of cheese with that wonderful just love wrapped around that chicken and those mushrooms here, and it's fantastic. It's creamy, it's cheesy, it's delicious, and it will just warm your soul. And I'm gonna hand it off now because that's what we do, is we hand things off around here. How is it? Good? Okay, her mouth is full, so she did that. But no less, it is fantastic, and it will just warm your heart. And you'll see when you mix up that sour cream and that cream of chicken, and then add your salt and your pepper, you can, and the onion powder, you can change the way that it all tastes by adding different spices. Also, you can add fresh herbs to it and make it something completely different. I know a lot of people, a lot of times when I post recipes, will type in the comments about, you know, oh, I've made this, but I did this and this. And I think that's great, because my recipes are not intended for you to be by the book. If you want to cook them by the book, that's fine, but my recipes are intended to get you in the kitchen and get you cooking and thinking about, how can I take this recipe and make it my own? Because ultimately, that is what we do. In my mind, cooking is one of the best skills and tools that you can hand down to the people that you love. And if you get them in the kitchen and teach them how to do recipes like this, they can take it and make it their own. And that builds your confidence as a cook, and that builds your confidence in other ways too, because I have found over the years that, you know, while it's not important really about what people think about me, it is important how I make them feel about them. And cooking is a good tool of how you can make somebody feel better about themselves, especially if you teach them how to do it. So that is one of the reasons why we do what we do here, and get you in the kitchen and get you cooking. So we hope that you have enjoyed this mushroom Swiss chicken casserole, and I said it with no was in it. Mushroom. And we hope that you'll try it and that you'll like it. And not only that, that you'll take it and you'll build upon it and make it into something totally your own. And if you do, tag us in your pictures and say #TheButteredHome or @TheButteredHome, however you want to do it. But if you want this recipe, like all of our others, and you're not a VIP Buttered Home member, you can, on Facebook, go to the top of the page and hit the sign up button. And on Instagram, there's a link in my bio that will take you to my page where you can sign up there as well. You'll be the first to get these recipes. Otherwise, you'll have to wait a few days on social media for them to drop. We hope that you have enjoyed this month of the Southern love and Southern casserole rendition of Messy Kitchen Monday, and we hope that you will join us for our big party of barbecue, great sides, and dishes in May. As always, if you have a question, drop it here and I'll answer it as soon as we're done. Same on Instagram, except you'll have to direct message me there. But I'll get back with you just as soon as we're done. And we hope y'all be here next week. And as always, from the Buttered Home to your home, we love y'all. Good night.